corridors, connectivity, for assuring that there is some buffers to the changes that are definitely going to be happening. Now, communications purpose, is it to influence or to inform? Sometimes it's obviously both, but fundamentally I see the challenge for us is to try to inform before we can influence. And so it's really finding a way of informing people about the issues that are faced by national parks or parks and protected areas. And the question then becomes, well, how do we do that? Do we do the traditional brochures, the interpretive walks, the opportunities for people to come to a park, the activities that they can take on in a national park or a protected area? Or do we start looking at other ways of communicating, which is clearly the opportunities that are being faced? And we're in the midst of this dialogue over here at Stream 8 on social media and how to use that, and we have the young professionals involved actively teaching some old folks like me on how to use smartphones and Twitter and all the other new programs that are in place, but they're fundamentally telling us that it's not the traditional. It's got we have to use the new media for us to be able to get through to the new generation and the future generations. So the other point I wanted to make here is the commitment to management effectiveness. And there was a question in the earlier session about how much money to spend on monitoring and reporting, and how much money to spend on the actual conservation or restoration work. Well, fundamentally, I see that if we do not do reporting and the management effectiveness loop, that is, that we actually go back to people and tell people that we are achieving or not achieving, even more fundamentally, if we are not achieving, be truthful about it, the objectives. This is definitely a fundamental element of the management of protected areas that has to be paid attention to. That's, from my perspective, is that you'll only get the support for your protected areas if you are truthful about your failures as well as your successes. In your state of reports, state of a park report, we must tell people that the parks are not meeting their objectives. And usually it's because of lack of resources, lack of capacity, or the original design of the protected areas. It is a fundamental mechanism by which we are able to tell the status of our protected areas, because otherwise people will think that everything is fine. We have a national park, it's working really well, there are animals there and wardens or rangers are taking care of everything. But we need to be very truthful where we are not able to do that. So thank you.